Welcome to Live Well, Dream Big. I'm Suzanne Monroe, founder of the International Association of Wellness Professionals, where I've been teaching people how to live a life of wellness, tap into their passion, and go for their dreams for over 15 years. I believe living well and dreaming big starts with ourselves. This podcast will show you how to create a healthy, holistic life, empower your mindset, follow your dreams, and make a big impact. Let's dive in right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to Live Well, Dream Big. Very excited to be here with you today for possibly a little bit of a shorter episode because today there is no plan. I don't have a special guest with me. I'm not in front of our live audience like normal. There is no plan, and that's kind of the topic. It's just you and me connecting, and the plan is no plan, which is hopefully something I also want to touch on a little bit today and what that means to me. But I thought we could have a little bit of a conversation today just to talk a little bit about what's coming up for you, what's next. And I also want to share some thoughts really as the year comes to a close for our first official year of Live Well, Dream Big. I can't believe it. We've been a whole year of episodes together, having so many amazing conversations, and it's been quite a year. First of all, I just want to say I'm so grateful for you as a podcast listener. I consider you a member of this community, someone who's on the Live Well, Dream Big journey. And I'm just so glad that you've been here with us. You know, as I reflect on this first year, I think about everyone who's been listening in and just how grateful I am for each of you, even though we don't know each other personally. In some cases, I haven't had a chance to connect with you personally. I do feel like we're connected in some way, right? We're connected because we share a similar journey, the Live Well, Dream Big journey, really, and a similar story, right? Because likely you're somebody who wants to live a better, healthier life. You want to take care of yourself, but that's not where it ends for you. You also want to harness that energy that you get from taking care of yourself so that you can show up more powerfully. And you can maybe be on purpose with your life or follow your passion or help others or make a difference or make an impact in some way. That's really what the Live Well, Dream Big journey is all about. And it's really just about learning how to care for yourself so that you can show up powerfully, so that you can make an impact, whether it's following your passion or purpose in life or living a life of wellness for your own family or, you know, going out on your own path and creating a lifestyle that you love as a coach or as an entrepreneur or showing up in a new way. This Live Well, Dream Big journey can look different. It looks different really for every person. But we've had so many conversations that fit into the Live Well, Dream Big journey at some point or another, right? Whether we were talking with wellness experts who were, you know, talking with us about how to eat well or what we should eat to feel energized or how to work with our bodies rather than against them. Or, you know, there were so many times we were focused on ourselves in terms of improving how we are showing up in this world, improving our ways of living in this world. Maybe it was about being productive or getting out of overwhelm, increasing our energy, right? I'm thinking about so many of the conversations and topics we had. We talked about how to get unstuck, how to sleep better, how to avoid burnout, how to set boundaries, how to improve our relationships with ourselves, with our health, with others, and even with money, right? So we've covered so many things. And we talked about how to get clear really about our purpose and passion in life and how to be in a transition and trust it and how to really let go and find our flow, right? Knowing that this is all part of the Live Well, Dream Big journey, that whatever's happening to us is actually happening for us, and that we can keep following step by step whatever our vision is and moving toward it. And it was just so fun to have so many conversations with so many different people who brought to us so many amazing stories and tips and, you know, their own Live Well, Dream Big journeys, from Dr. Frank Littman and Dr. Michael Greger, New York Times bestselling authors and physicians, to my own personal physician, Dr. Tiffany Mullen, to Kara Golden, who is just an award-winning entrepreneur and the founder of Hint, the amazing water. Just so many conversations, and also conversations with people who are just on the path, people just like you, people who are living well and dreaming big, many of them coaches here in our IAWP community who are following their passions for wellness, tapping into their purpose and going on on the path to bring their message to the world. And you might be wondering to yourself, kind of like I was, okay, what do all of these conversations have in common, right? What is the common thread? Well, the common thread is that they all make up the Live Well, Dream Big journey at some point or another. But the other common thread, which you may not know, is all of these stories kind of fit into these 3 buckets that are things that I've been passionate about for the last 2 decades, really. Holistic wellness, coaching and personal development, and entrepreneurship. So these 3 buckets, holistic wellness, coaching, and entrepreneurship, are pretty much, I would say, my life's work. And in fact, for those that know anything about the IAWP community, those are the 3 pillars of our holistic wellness coach certification, right? But there are also many of the buckets that we talk about on Live Well, Dream Big for those who are in our podcast community. And these 3 buckets really, I guess, the only way to say it is they're kind of like me. They make up my life. They're the things that have filled me with purpose and then I've gone on to teach others about. And I know for many of our listeners, these 3 buckets are also things that they're passionate about too. So almost every topic and conversation that's been on Live Well, Dream Big has fit into one of these 3 buckets. So the holistic wellness bucket, this is really about finding out what works for you and finding what gives you the most energy and really feeling your very best every day, right? It's not about following other people's diets or counting calories or, it's really about healing from within and finding out what's going to make you have well-being and then doing that. Then there's the coaching bucket. This is really all about personal growth and your own self-development and evolution. It's about not staying stuck, but about deciding that you want to keep growing to the next level, whether you're self-coaching and doing it for yourself, or whether you want to become a coach and help other people. And then there's the entrepreneurship bucket. I love this bucket so much. We had a few conversations about this, but entrepreneurship is really the path or the vehicle to being able to share your message with the world in a big way. It's not a path for everyone, but on the Live Well, Dream Big journey, sometimes it fits into that dream big equation. If you're somebody who wants to kind of create this lifestyle where you're leading your own mission and setting your own hours and really creating a lifestyle that gives you flexibility and freedom. So those are kind of the 3 buckets. And it all got me thinking, all right, what's next for Live Well, Dream Big? Do we want to keep diving into topics within each of these buckets? Do we want to zero in and kind of narrow in to one of those buckets specifically? Do we want to have deeper conversations about certain themes or topics? Do we want to have more personal conversations, more personal touch points? There's so many ways this could go. And here's the thing. I don't have the answers. Okay, just saying that freaks me out. I don't have the answers. I'm going to add something to that. Yet. I don't have the answers yet. While I have many plans and many ideas and different ways of where this could go next, I don't feel like deciding right now. I don't feel like now is the time to say this is the exact path forward. Believe me, I definitely could do it, and we'd run off with another amazing season, another amazing year full of amazing conversations. But I feel like something more wants to come through. I feel like I need to have space and time and clarity to trust what that's going to be. And this is really hard for me because I'm someone who loves taking action, crossing off the to-do list, following my plans, making it happen. And I don't like to sit back and wait for, some insight from the universe, right? But here's the thing, as much as I joke about that when I say that, I truly believe that's possible. I know it's possible. And the times that I've allowed that to happen for myself, to create that pause, to create that stillness, to create that space, the best path has come forward. The best insights come through. The most powerful, empowering thing that you're meant to do shows up. But see, we don't allow ourselves that time and space. First of all, we think we're the ones who have to figure it out. We have to do everything, right? But do you believe that we're doing it all by ourselves? I believe that we're co-creating, right? That we're not doing it all alone. And that's the beauty and the magic of having this greater belief that something within you, whether you call it your higher power, your own inner wisdom, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, helps to guide you through life, right? I truly believe that's possible for each and every one of us. But it's really hard when we live in a culture that says we have to be productive, we have to get things done, we have to do, and more, right? There's no one around us saying, hey, just sit back and relax and clarity will come. And it feels kind of uncomfortable to allow that time and space for clarity. And it doesn't mean that that's all we do, right? But what if we operated from allowing that place of trust and space and being present to inform the actions that we take versus taking a million actions and doing everything, but then not having that greater meaning, vision, and purpose behind it, and then feeling like, where's the connection between all of this, right? So for me, this is a big lesson, a big theme throughout my life, a big pattern where I tend to just do and produce and create. I forget time for the unplanning, right? So the unplan is really the path, and it's really the path for live well, dream big. And it kind of leads me to what I want to say next. I think that there's so much that we can do with our lives. But if we can sit back and not beat ourselves up for slowing down, for having the space, for being present, and really trust the process, that what we need will show up at the right time, and that from that place, we'll take more empowered action, I truly believe amazing things can happen. So how do we create more moments like that? Well, that kind of brings me back to the podcast. A big part of me wants to tell you exactly what's next, exactly what we're going to cover. Again, that would require plans, right? That would require to-do lists. And I'm sure those plans and to-do lists will come, but I want them to come from a place of total openness and trust. And again, this is freaking hard to do, right? Because our egos are the ones that tell us that we have to have plans, that we have to get stuff done, that we have to keep moving forward, that there's no rest for the weary, right? That the only way to achieve success is to do. And what if we let go of that to-do list and we just decided to be and allow that to help us inform our lives? Again, the ego doesn't want us to, but there's this powerful place within us, our inner voice, our inner wisdom, this trust that if we allow that to come to the surface, it will guide us. So hopefully we're going to see here what happens with me. Will you join me on this trust journey? Will you have some unplans for yourself? That's my question for you, because this time of year, as we come to the close of another year, we all have plans. We're all overbooked. We get very busy. But do we have unplans? Do we have unplans for scheduled downtime? Unplans to do nothing? Unplans to just sink into the silence of this season and time and allow these magical things to actually happen from within, right? Sometimes we are looking for that magic and wonder outside us. And oftentimes it's there, but it's also inside too. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And, I'll say this, the hard part about that is that, my ego tells me, oh no, well, you're going to not have as many episodes. There might be a break in the show. There might be, people might stop listening, any number of things that my inner critic wants me to believe. But then I come back to myself and my inner wisdom and my truth. And I remind myself that that's not really how things work, right? We all have to practice making these shifts for ourselves if we want to create new realities. And we have to talk to ourselves and allow our true voices to be heard. Otherwise, we just keep going through the motions, doing the same old things day after day, crossing off our to-do list, only to end up feeling, purposeless or in overwhelm. So what are your unplans for this season? I'd love to hear from you what you're unplanning. And in fact, I've put a link below the show notes to this episode so you can tell me what your unplans are. I want to hear about your unplans, what you're doing to be in presence and stillness and allow things to come through for you. And I also want to hear about your Live Well, Dream Big journey. What's next for you? Where are you right now in your Live Well, Dream Big journey? What's coming up next? And what do you want to hear about next on Live Well, Dream Big? Tell me everything. What's important to you? Fill out the form below. And thank you so much for joining me for this personal episode. I look forward to talking again soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me for today's episode of Live Well, Dream Big. I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. And I want to invite you to take your next step toward living well and dreaming big by downloading the Live Well, Dream Big lifestyle book. It's the ultimate guide to becoming your best self and living life on your own terms. You can grab your complimentary copy by going to the link in the show notes or heading directly to iawpwellnesscoach.com/guide. That's iawpwellnesscoach.com/guide.